I think this is going to be an uphill battle for Brandon unless he can get out into this nice and early.
Yep. And I was actually sitting next to Brandon last round. He was playing against Amulet Titan. And I effectively watched him draw his entire deck. With triple... the untapped creature. What's the name of that guy? Nettle Sentinel. Triple Nettle Sentinel with Heritage Druid out, and then the Leaf Crown Visionary.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, cast his entire deck.
Super cool.
Yeah. Was looking for the Shaman of the Pack to go for lethal, and I'm assuming he got it because he's sitting up at the top table now.
Okay, hey, good for him.
Yep.
Good for him. Can't be upset to see an Elves player doing well. I think that's what a lot of us wanted to see with the Fury ban, was these kind of dinky creature decks coming back.
Good riddance, in my opinion.
Good riddance to the creature decks or to Fury?
Creature decks. I don't know. You can play your creature decks if you want to. Like, I'll bolt them every day, but,
Yeah. Okay, so as far as the texture of this matchup goes, I know that Yawgmoth tends to really like playing against X1 creatures.
Yes.
However, I'm wondering if Yawgmoth coming down on turn 3 isn't going to be a little bit too slow for this matchup.
Yeah, so this is going to be very similar to the 8-whack matchup, I believe, where Yawgmoth is really not what matters in this matchup. It is going to be Bowmasters. It's going to be your blocker. Well, I guess in this case it's not going to be blockers. It's going to be more focused on your removal in the game. So Gris is going to be a huge player, I think.
I think I would agree with that.
That being said, this is going to be a lot harder than 8-whack, I think, where if you don't have the removal, there's nothing you can really do other than get to your combo. I guess that's okay. Yeah, that's give and take. I'm just wrong here.
I was gonna say, I think that there is a lot of attacking and blocking in this matchup. I know that Brandon's top end is Shaman of the Pack. Right. So we are going to see those, hope I'm good to stabilize at 8, and sometimes that's good enough, and sometimes it's not.
Makes sense.
But, we'll see how it goes. Love seeing the good old-fashioned Elvish Mystic come in at the beginning of the game.
Very nice.
Always nice to see.
Nostalgic
looks like
one
we've
for
got
me.
17 all here.
And we're seeing the good old 2 elves on, well, I guess that's not an elf, but 2 elves on turn 1.
Halfling is
Halfling.
Is it?
It's not an elf. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, it would be.
Text on Halfling? I'm so curious what the creature type is.
I'm pretty sure it's not a hobbit. I think it's something in magic, right?
I don't know. It seems like it would be a halfling, but I can't think of any other halfling creatures.
Right. This is a pretty good start from Brendan.
Halfling citizen? Wild.
I mean, Citizen's not that crazy, but Halfling is really the focus here.
Yep.
Citizen has been a creature type that they've been...
I know it's since, Ravnica or something.
Well, no, but they've been pushing this recently.
Oh, really?
New Capenna had a decent amount of Citizens.
That makes a lot of sense. I admit that I kind of fell off of Magic a little bit during that set.
Elf.
I've got 16 for Elves here after that fetch. It smells like a really big turn 3 here from Elves.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Grist minus kills Archdruid.
Yeah.
Even though it puts you down a little bit of mana, I think that it's very possible that... Okay, Sam
uptick.
decides to uptick.
Not really respecting that mana, especially on the draw. That is maybe a questionable play, but we'll see how it plays out. One of the issues with Elves, in my opinion, is that you don't have enough high-impact cards, so there is a chance that if you destroy the one high-impact card, the deck can just peter out. You're just playing 1/1s and 2/2s.
Right, and it turns out that those are not very good.
True. Not anymore. There's the Nettle Sentinel and the Heritage Druid, so that's going to be a lot of mana.
Tron who?
Yep. So we're tapping for 3.
What do we got? That is
Leaf Crown Visionary,
Leaf Crown
1 floating.
Visionary. 1 floating, okay.
Oh, no floating?
Oh, that's a Realm Walker.
Oh, Realm Walker. Okay, I can't see it.
Well, Realm Walker seems really good with an active Archdruid.
Yes,
so
that makes sense.
And it looks like Brandon's got a fetch land in hand, so if he doesn't like his top card, he could, of course, shuffle it away. Right. So we have a Collected Company.
Awesome. Don't see that one every day.
No, we don't. He is revealing those cards, at least to us. I'm not sure if Sam can see those, but he doesn't need to. Surely this is draw a card and put another Elvish Visionary into play. An Elvish Archdruid into play.
It is. And we've got 1 floating as well, and potentially...
And we have another land to play.
1, 2, 3, 4...
Plus 3 more mana from the Heritage Druid.
Right. Draws a land. Good clear.
Good clear. This looks like he's probably petering out for this turn. The following...
We've got 4 more mana in the pool, potentially. We've got
Yeah,
Heritage Druid.
I thought I saw a land on top, but he may not have flashed that properly
Right.
for us. Well, properly. He may not have flashed that for us. Okay. He does have a fetch land in hand, so it is possible that we see a shuffle here.
Right.
Seems like Brandon is doing some calculating here.
That's
Brandon
a basic
says,
and a
"I
pass.
like my land, my card on top." I bet you it's another company.
Maybe.
Okay, so
We've
going
got
into this
double
turn
Arch
here,
Druid on
yeah,
the board.
double Archdruid with 7 creatures in play.
Yeah, that is effectively infinite mana. That's like almost enough to cast your entire deck at this point.
No kidding. Okay, and
Well,
what are we going to see out of Sam here?
My expectation might be a late Yawgmoth, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Yawgmoth turn. I don't think a Yawgmoth turn would be especially high impact. It would have to be something like put 2/-1 counters on one of the Archdruids, sack the Yawgmoth to Grist to put to kill the other Archdruid. Leaves your opponent with like 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 power in play. I mean, that's still a scary spot for Yawgmoth, but certainly with 2 extra cards in hand, you would be able to recover from there. Yawgmoth fetching down to 16. I have 16 all. We are, of course, getting into the scare range of double Shaman of the Pact.
Yep.
Shaman of the Pack.
Yes. Notably gated on a single black mana at the moment, although we do know that there was the fetch land in hand.
Yes.
Depending on how Brandon sequences his mana, though, there is the potential that he could tap out of that.
Correct. All right, we see a Sheoldred coming down. This could, I suppose, matter into future Elvish Visionaries.
And Leaf Crown Visionary as well.
And Leaf Crown, that's true.
Yep.
Okay, we do see Sacrifice killing... Oh, the Realm Walker, maybe? No, it's just going to be the Archdruid. Okay,
Makes sense.
fair enough.
Yeah, that is also a Lord on top of everything else.
Yes, it is. And Sam is passing over to Brandon.
And that sounds like an F6 to me, so let's see what Brandon can pull out this turn.
It looked like that might have been a Court of Calling, and I do see a Shaman of the Pack. Oh, that's why he couldn't cast it last turn, is because he tapped out a black. He had the Shaman of the Pack on top, but couldn't cast it.
Right, makes sense.
Well, but... Oh, because he
Has
didn't
the
want to
fetch
fetch...
land in hand, yes.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Yep.
What are we doing here with the Teferi? That's not in this matchup.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude. Okay, that is an...
Elvish Warmaster.
Elvish Warmaster. Makes 1/1s when you play another elf.
Well, yeah, whenever an elf enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 token. This ability triggers once per turn. I believe that is what it is. It's
That
either
sounds
Warmaster or
approximately right.
Warcaller, I believe.
Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures in play. You play... What's his name? 7 creatures in play. Play Shaman is 8, is 9. Drain you for 9. Flunge with the team. Block the biggest thing. Takes 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think Sam is just dead here.
Most likely. It doesn't... Well, Sam is definitely F6 here. There is no way that Cord is ever coming out, and Sam is entirely tapped out. We just have to hope that Brandon sees the line of you can attack your opponent.
Okay, alright. What is that? 17, 16? I don't know. It's like 15, I think, from Elves. Is that
I believe
something
15.
like that?
Yeah, it didn't shock.
Right.
Fetched one time.
Look at the top card, decide it doesn't matter, attack anyway. No? Maybe? Yes, please?
6, 7, so that's 7 mana.
Okay, I see tap.
We are currently tapping Elves for
Cord?
mana.
Oh, okay, this is
Excuse me. Shaman of the Pack.
Yep. Shaman untaps Nettle Sentinel. 4, 5, 6, 7. If he stacks his triggers properly, this is 1 extra damage.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got Yawgmoth going down to 7 here. Floating a bunch of mana rather than attacking.
That is 9 mana, I believe.
Okay. I'm a
Leaf
little bit
Crown
lost
version?
on what's going on here.
Warcaller has an activated ability
does
to
it
pump the
overrun
team.
or something?
Yeah, I believe so. It's like
well, that's
7.
super ultra giga lethal then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there it goes. Yeah, I forgot. These new cards just keep having huge activated abilities on top of them. They never learn from Urza, Lord High Artificer.
You know, there was a serious period of time where I was calling for that card to be banned.
I understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I remember that.
Yeah, it was during Oko meta. Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
It turns out that making your 3-mana Planeswalker that makes Mox Sapphires every turn was like a little bit oppressive. But it turns out that the Mox Sapphire part wasn't the issue.
Yes. It was the Mox
All right.
Opal part.
Yeah, right. Now, going into sideboards, we have, I bet you Plague Engineers are coming in.
Maybe. He might play that.
He might play that.
Oh. And I'm wondering what we're going to see out of Elves. Again, this is a
I
kind
bet
of a
you-
classic that we're not really familiar with updated.
I bet you I know what we're not going to see. Cursed Totem.
Probably not. Yeah, that seems pretty good against Elves, actually.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, as a cord deck, do you play tutor targets? I'm not super familiar with Elf lists, honestly.
So, in the recent years, Elves has moved away from Cord and up. It moved up on Lead the Stampede,
Gotcha.
just purely for velocity.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because while there aren't a whole lot of specific cards, specific like power cards, which would mean that you sort of want Cord,
Right.
because you're relying so much on like dinky idiots flooding
Yeah.
the board.
You're not looking for a combo piece, you were looking for multiple pieces.
Right, exactly. So I don't really know what the Elves sideboard looks like these days. I mean, back when I was playing it, we were playing like anti-Phoenix cards. It's been a handful of years.
I understand. I mean, but that is definitely something to take from where you can assume you're playing 4 copies of something that's just a really bad matchup. Is that the case? Is that how that used to be?
At the time, it was a whole lot of 2-ofs. You did have, at the time we were playing Cord, so there were tutor targets like, you know, Scavenging Ooze and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's possible that we'll be seeing some of those. Scavenging Ooze would be a very powerful card to see from the Elf side.
Right.
It does eat the, what is
Undying
it, Cauldron
creatures.
Familiar and the Undying Creatures,
Yeah,
right.
and it also fights Soul Cauldron on a pretty good axis.
It sure does.
Speaking of Soul Cauldron, do we know if Sam's list has a Soul Cauldron?
It has
in
3.
Okay, that's okay.
It has 3. He boarded them out the last round that we saw him on camera.
Makes sense.
Because it's a little bit slow.
Yep.
Doesn't impact the board when it comes down. So I think that's a card that might actually matter this round.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that we're not going to be seeing Walking Ballista out of the deck in Sam's version. I'm sure that's a cut that was pretty easy for the White Splash.
It sure could be. I think I only saw him on 3 Bowmasters rather than 4.
Gotcha.
So it's possible that the 4th Bowmaster takes would be the slot that Walking Ballista takes up now. I'm not actually certain on that though. With having a 3rd Soul Cauldron though, you typically would want that Ballista because it means that you're leaning a little bit more heavily into the Soul Cauldron synergies, and
Yep.
a lot of those do include Ballista.
Makes sense. Yeah, Ballista, definitely a scary inclusion in these decks now. The fact that they can combo without the Yawg and the fact that they can combo through Needle is impressive, to say the least.
Yep. The thing is, Cursed Totem only costs 1 more mana, and it turns off the entire deck.
That's true.
Incidentally,
Totem.
sell all of your copies of that card. Don't play them against me.
That's true. That's true. Not like you'd ever play Modern.
Man, I don't know. I was sick last week. Don't get on my case too much.
Ooh, stop being sick.
Yeah, I did.
guy's sick
That's
of
why I'm here
Modern.
now. Sick of. Yeah, I've been playing too much TFT recently.
I'm so sorry.
What? That game is awesome.
Okay.
You would hate it. It's all draft.
I know.
All right, getting into game 2 here. We have Yawgmoth on the play, which is, of course, exactly where that deck wants to be.
Yep, if we see turn 1 Elf on both sides, which is looking like that's what Sam's got in his grip, obviously turn 2 Grist is a lot faster than turn 2 Archdruid.
Yes.
As opposed to what we saw last game where the Grist came down on turn 2, but a little bit late still.
Yes. Did I see a no-lander from Brandon, or was it a one-lander maybe?
I'm not sure. Foils don't make this easy.
Imagine playing foils in Florida.
No thanks. I'm good.
Something about guys named Brandon playing foils in here, man. I don't know what's up.
Oy.
Okay, so I think that that previous game was definitely a bit of a high roll from Elves.
Right.
Seeing 2 copies of Archdruid in the first couple of turns. Okay, we do see the mulligan here. Seeing 2 copies of Archdruid, which is really the best accelerant that the deck has access to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering if Elves is playing Elven Chorus out of the board.
Most likely, if I had to guess. I can't remember exactly what Elven Chorus does, but I've heard a lot about it.
It's a Realm Walker,
Okay.
so you can cast creatures off the top.
Enchantment.
It's an enchantment,
Gotcha.
and it also turns all of your creatures into Birds of Paradise.
That's incredible.
It's really good.
That sounds really good with Tyvar in particular,
It does sound really good with Tyvar.
where you can just cast your entire deck. Obviously, that is a 2-card, like 7-mana combo, but
Yep.
whereas, Elves naturally are, with Heritage Druid in the mix, you are going to be able to do that with a single Realm Walker. But
Very often, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the more I think about it, the less I'm convinced that an Elven Chorus would actually fit into Brandon's build, because he is playing 4 Realm Walkers already.
Right.
So that seems like it would just be a 4-mana extra copy of that card that doesn't attack.
Yeah.
So we'll see him go into 6 here. Elves, of course, being of average... The average card quality of Elves being lower means that mulligans will typically hurt this deck more.
For sure.
It looks like we've got a 2-lander with castable spells. I assume we're going to see a keep here.
Lands, spells.
That's true.
Right, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a turn 1 fetch, shock, most likely
yeah,
shock.
I assume shock into Delighted Halfling here.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable guess.
We'll see what it's going to be.
And we have exactly the same, but different.
Yep, it's going to be fetch, shock, 17. Huh, this looks familiar. I wonder if the grist is going to go down this time.
I would expect it to go up this time.
Yes. But if it goes down this time, I'm going to chuckle.
If it goes down this time, I'll be... That's like you're dropping the gloves, like we're fighting this game.
Yes,
you know
100%.
what I mean?
Well, I mean,
Like, you
it was
just-
such a lesson last game. There might be a chance that he overcorrects.
You know, what's interesting, actually, is if your opponent's on a mulligan, I think that makes it a whole lot more likely for
Yeah,
you
do you
to
take
trade.
as many 1-for-1s as you can?
Yeah, you trade material and maybe stick them on, like, a 1-lander that needed the Elvish Mystic to go off.
Right. In
the,
practice.
The more I think about it, the more I'm interested in making that play. Because the punish for it is that your opponent plays 2 creatures, but then you untap with 3 mana and a grist that goes up.
Right.
And I don't really think that's a bad spot to be in.
Not at all. Honestly, being on the play, I don't think there's really a wrong line other than do nothing.
Right.
It looks
Tap
like we
out and
see Okay, never mind. I'm seeing wrong line incoming. I believe that is a Strangleroot Geist in the grip, ready to be cast. That doesn't seem very impactful if we have a grist.
Well, there's a Yawgmoth in hand, so...
Is also.
I actually do quite like this if we have land number 3, because this would mean that you have access to Strangleroot Geist plus Yawgmoth, which is a very powerful way to shut down the Elves deck in the next turn.
Right, makes sense.
So Yawgmoth, of course, taking 1 here to cast that Strangleroot Geist off of Nurturing Peatland. Passing to Brandon.
And it looks like the Delighted Halfling is on blocking duty this game. Protecting that life total. You've got to make sure that you're not too low in matchups like this where effectively you've got just a large lava axe.
This is true. Elves down to 15, playing out Here Are My Idiots. And then...
3 more mana, and we've got a Realm Walker. Very nice. And we'll see what's on top, but it will not be cast. That is always terrifying. Brandon with, it looks like 2 or 3 cards in hand. Looks like he just threw a card. Okay, back to 2 or 3 cards in hand.
So we are 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He should have 2 cards.
Looks like a fetch land.
That's a Godless Shrine.
Oh.
That is a
I would
a very pretty Godless
never
Shrine.
have been able to tell you this.
Yeah, I think that's the Expedition. Is that what they were called?
I think so. Every time I see those, I close my eyes. Thanks. So, Yawgmoth down to 14 for that shock, correct?
Yes, Yawgmoth down to 14. I've got 14, 15.
Gotcha. And we're most likely going to be seeing a Yawgmoth on this board as well.
Yep, I assume it's going to be cast Yawgmoth down to 13 from the Nurturing Peatland.
Right.
I suspect that's what's going to happen. I suspect what's going to happen after that is sack Strangleroot Geist to put a -1 counter on the Realm Walker.
So, do you ever attack here first and see if he blocks with the Realm Walker, just
No.
to get an extra point of damage on?
No, because not having the +1 counter on the Strangleroot Geist means that you net an extra card.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
So it's going to be
Yeah, you have to sack the Halfling first to start here anyway.
Only if you have to sack the Strangleroot first. So we're going to be killing.
No, you don't. You can sack the Delighted Halfling, target the Strangleroot Geist.
No, you sack the Strangleroot Geist targeting anything, then you sack the Halfling targeting the Geist.
No. If you attack, and you block.
Oh yeah, but
you
then,
get the
then you
counter.
lose a whole card.
Right, but you get the Realm Walker.
Well, you get the Realm Walker anyway.
Oh, and then attack. Okay, but you can just attack for more damage in this line anyway.
Yeah,
I
this
forgot
is
that card has
that
haste.
card has haste.
I hate that card so much.
So Sam is down to 12 off of activating Yawgmoth once.
Looks like it.
And then main phase 2, Sam taking his time to think. If it were me, I would be sack Halfling, target Geist, sack Geist, target Elvish Mystic. I
Looks like we are creating
don't
another
like
one.
that line, but okay. Going down to 11 and passing the turn.
All right, so active Realm Walker and up to 4 mana naturally.
Yep.
Let's see what Brendan can do. Obviously, there is 1 extra ping here.
Yeah, I think if you were trying to keep your opponent off of 4 mana for Collected Company, I would have done that in the previous turn.
Yeah, makes sense. So it might be the case that Sam might not have 4th land and really values this Delighted Halfling.
So I've got 11 to 14 here after this fetch. Should be finding a basic.
Unless we see Geralf's Messenger.
I see
Looks like
some
we've got some
boxed
boxed
cards as well.
cards. Rip.
Call him out on cheating.
Wow, look at this guy.
Ooh, okay, I did see a Scavenging Ooze in there. So
Very nice.
if there are Court of Callings, then that card is going to matter. Man, what is Sam setting up for? So he must have like Court in hand or something if he's keeping up the Delighted Halfling.
Well, we did see a Court in hand. I also see Shieldred.
Was there a Children?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so seeing 1 extra card would have very likely meant that you find the land anyway. So the previous turn you would have drawn 1, 2, 3, and then untap and draw a 4th card. I think it's pretty unlikely to whiff on any land in 4 cards.
Mm.
So I guess it has to be not Blossoming. What's it called? Blooming Marsh.
Blooming Marsh, right.
At any rate, we have Fatal Push on the Yawgmoth.
Awesome.
That's huge.
It has been a long time since I have seen that card, and it must feel great.
Yeah. Oh man. Yawgmoth is going down here, and Sam surely can't be happy about that.
Yeah, especially with the fact that the only thing to sack here is obviously the one thing that he seems to be valuing.
Yes.
Which is the Delighted Halfling. Doesn't really have a good target. Just has to let that one go.
He does let that one go.
That is a huge tempo swing for Elves. It looks like we're getting in there. That is
Attacking
3
for
damage.
3. Sam down to 8.
Yeah. And again, really huge. Not having creatures on board, not having life to play with is really tough for the Yawgmoth deck.
Absolutely. Okay, there's the Boseiju coming down. So we did have land number 4. So is that a Shieldred or is that a Plague Engineer?
I believe Plague Engineer was the draw, if I had to guess, because I definitely just saw a Plague Engineer.
Okay. Well,
We've got Yawgmoth coming.
We'll see exactly how this plays out. But boy, Fatal Push out of Elves. I mean, he must be playing a whole lot of fetch lands for that.
I mean, playing the Black Splash, you have to have the fetch lands to get the Black Source to begin with.
You would be surprised.
Surprise me.
Well, so you've got the
Blooming Marshes.
Bloom Marshes. You've got the Reveal
Nurturing
and Elf
Right.
land, and you've got Nurturing Peat land.
Yeah, I guess the Reveal Elf was definitely hard playable.
Yeah, I mean you're playing like 40 elves or whatever, right?
So I think I was wrong. I don't think he's got a Plague Engineer in hand.
Oh, is that
Otherwise he's slamming it.
Pylon?
Oh, maybe. No,
Oh,
it is a Plague
okay,
Engineer.
there is the Plague Engineer.
Tank, 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 kill you.
Right. Name Elf.
There it
Perish.
is. Notably brings the Realm Walker down to a 1/2, so this Plague Engineer can tangle in combat.
Notably,
Also
also
we've got
just
one coming in.
also just turned on another Fatal Push, but I guess he didn't have it.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you can really avoid that one.
Right.
1/1s can come off the top right into the graveyard.
Yep, which also turns on Fatal Push.
Yes. Well, we've already seen one Fatal Push used. We're on a Molder 6 here. I don't really think we're going to be seeing much of that card after this.
Man, someone is paying off the whoever is doing the pairings here. Sam with the Plague Engineer is getting paired into 2 tribal decks.
Yeah, why couldn't my match be, what's it called? Ooh, looks like we've got a Coco, and you can be selective on this one as well.
Yep, so neat thing about this, Plague Engineer is giving +1/+1,
that's
but
rough.
Elvish Archdruid does give the +1/+1,
Right.
so you actually could be putting your fake 1/1s into play.
Right. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, you can... Oh, well, it looks like it's going to be Scavenging Ooze, Elvish Archdruid.
Okay, I think that's a totally acceptable line.
I did also see the Elvish Mystic there.
Yes, I am definitely valuing the Scavenging Ooze over the 1/1 Mana Dork there.
Right.
I suspect that we're going to be seeing Sam setting up for this Pylon on the, I don't know, probably on the Scavenging Ooze.
This is a hard one. I think all of these targets are not bad. It depends on what's in Sam's hand and where he thinks this game is going.
I agree. Pylon, of course, being a very solid removal spell in this matchup.
For sure.
You know, I mean, that Surveil too is, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do see the Shieldred coming down. I think Sam taking another 1.
Yeah, for the
Down
nurturing
to
peatland.
7.
Looks like
which
he's
is
got a
interesting with the
second
Halfling in
nurturing
play. I'm
peatland.
wondering what he's trying to... I'm wondering why he's valuing this block so
Pylon.
highly. Well, yeah, but, I mean, he could just leave the peatlands untapped.
Yeah, that's true.
And just, not take the damage. But, that's a decision that he has chosen to make.
Yes. These nurturing peatlands have not looked great in these
No.
matches, though.
I have never found that Nurturing Peatland looks great.
Yeah. I am not a fan of these canopy lands, ever. I have always hated the Fiery Islet out of Murktide. I've always hated anybody ever saying the words Horizon Land and Death Shadow.
Okay, we do see this appears to be Pylon on the Archdruid.
We've got Pylon.
On the Realm Walker.
Right.
Okay. So it's going to be just murder your Realm Walker. I'm going to Surveil 2.
Right. And this does not unlock the Plague Engineer to just be Plague Wind again. Looks like we see Yawgmoth and land. Yawgmoth staying on top. So we're going to be seeing a Yawgmoth next turn, barring any crazy turns this game.
Right.
With the Archdruid in play, though, we could see creature, Shaman of the pack make something happen.
Absolutely.
And we see a Nettle Sentinel, which is currently a 2/2.
No cards in hand. And that was take 2 from Elves down to 12.
Correct.
Off of the draw for turn.
Yes. Thanks, Shieldred.
Thanks, Shieldred.
You're welcome.
You're not Shieldred.
You're not, right. We've got this Pendelhaven. Time for crazy damage.
Pendelhaven doesn't do anything here.
Don't worry about it. Right,
Okay,
looks like
so
we're eating 3 cards.
3.
Ooh, this is being activated main phase, which is unfortunately going to be...
No, this is going for an attack.
Oh, I see.
This is eat 3 creatures, put 3 counters on Scavenging Ooze, attack for 5.
Right. Force the block on...
Right, because if he doesn't block here, then Archdruid kills.
Archdruid kills.
Archdruid make mana, activate Scooze 2 more times.
Oh, right.
Right. So okay, we do get the chump off of Shieldred.
Right. Well, but you could have attacked for an extra 3 damage here.
Well, so if you had attacked with the 3 damage?
Oh, right.
No.
Right. It forces the, yeah. Oh, I'm saying attack with the rest of the creatures. You don't care about Scavenging Ooze once you get it to kill Shieldred.
Yes, asterisk. You're also threatening lethal if you leave the Archdruid untapped.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're threatening lethal either way. But with
well,
the
it's not either way. So Sam was at 7.
Yeah.
Sam was at 7. Scooze was attacking for 5.
Correct.
So you need to leave Archdruid untapped, and then Nettle Sentinel just came in.
Yes.
So Skoos and Archer were the only things that could attack.
Right, well, oh, okay. I missed that part for sure.
Okay. So we do see the Yawgmoth coming down, Sam taking one more down to 6. I mean, this probably locks things up, right? You go, like... Oh, but he's at 6, so it's not like you have a whole lot to play with.
Yeah.
He really needed that Shieldred to stick around.
We also see this Delighted Halfling still untapped. Nurturing Peatland doing work.
Doing...
Did I see another Yawgmoth in hand? I'm not sure what that was.
Jeez, I hope not.
Hey, the Yawgmoth deck wants to draw Yawgmoth.
Sorta. Okay, so, well, we have... Activate Yawgmoth, sack Yawgmoth, target Archdruid down.
Right.
So now we have
Sam
a
at
1-1...
5.
Sam at 5. We have a 1-1 Nettle Sentinel.
Right.
Are we finally giving up the ghost on this Delighted Halfling? Is it going to die
It'll never
to
die.
clear the board?
Oh, you're right.
It is going to die to down to 4, clear the board, and then we've got an attack for 2. Okay, down to 10. I have 4 to 10 here, and that should be a concession from Brandon.
Most likely. Shadow of the Pack, unfortunately, cannot do the thing.
Passing here to pretend to have company, force Sam to tank before he flunges. I mean...
Well, there is definitely the chance that Sam taps his mana here, and any Coco into Double Shaman just kills on the spot.
Absolutely. This is, well, Coco into Double Shaman doesn't already kill... It sort of already kills... Attack for 2 is fine, down to 8.
And it looks like... Is that a land in hand?
It is a land in hand.
Okay. This is a bit of a tight spot. These Nurturing Peatlands have not been nice.
That's more Sam's fault than the Peatland's fault, let's be real.
No, I understand, but... Is that a Shaman of the Pack I see in hand?
I saw a Shaman of the Pack.
There it is. 1
Deal
damage.
1 to you. Please take 1... Well, so then all Sam has to do is, instead of taking 1 from this, he sacks it to kill it, to take the same amount of damage.
Right.
But
draws a card.
But draws a card.
Shaman of the Pack has a 2/2?
It is a 3/2.
Oh, 3/2. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I was thinking 2/3, and I was like, no, that's not right. But, like...
No, it's an aggressive creature.
Yeah, that's good.
Regardless, Sam should be going to 3 here.
Man, I miss when they made those.
Yeah, right?
3 2s for 3.
And you were happy about it, damn it.
Yeah, that was so sick. Now you get Endurance.
You know, Origins was a really fun draft environment. I don't know how much of that set you played.
Not a ton. I played a lot of M14 and M15.
Sure.
And so, like, pretty close to that. But I can assume that it was, like, great.
Well, so the headliner mechanic for that set was Renown. So when a creature connected, it got a +1 counter.
Right.
And typically some other effect.
Yeah.
And so it was a very, very aggressive format. All-Star creature Topan Freeblade. Was
Not familiar.
It's a 1 and a white for a 2/2 with Renown 1. So when it connected, it got a single +1 counter.
Gotcha.
And
That's
that was
pretty good. Yeah.
It was awesome. The card was sweet.
Jeez.
You remember when Limited Magic was like that?
I don't know. I never played Limited that much, honestly.
Oh, dude, I played more Limited than I played Modern. Back when I was consistently doing F&M things.
We've got an Elves Pog in chat, unfortunately.
Elves Pog.
It looks like we are not taking any damage from these Nurturing Peatlands. This is going to be a chord for X equals 3.
1, 2, 3, 3. Yep. So chord for 3.
Second Plague Engineer. GG.
Second Plague. That's.
Oh,
but yeah, Bowmaster. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, this was chord for 2 anyway, because he attacked with the Plague Engineer.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep. Green. Yes. Okay, so we get kill the Shaman of the Pack. You take no damage. So Sam is actually going to stay at 4.
Oh, is this in response? I guess
Yeah.
we were waiting that whole time. I was not aware. I thought we were just in the tank.
So kill the thing, take no damage. And then we've got crackback for 2, 4, 6, 8. That's Xaxes.
And that's the game. All right, so Yawgmoth taking it down against another dedicated creature deck. Unfortunately, creature decks are still being gated, just not by Fury.
Yeah, it turns out when you have the ability to spread a whole bunch of -1/-1 counters on your opponent's board, synergy-based creature decks tend to struggle.
Yeah. Also, something to note is that synergy-based creature decks are really bad when the removal is good in the format.
Yes.
You know,
And what's really funny is that there's not particularly good removal being played in these matches.
Yeah.
But it's good enough because it turns out dinky 1/1s are still dinky 1/1s.
Yes. But when you're dinky 1/1s, make dinky 1/1s and kill your opponent's dinky 1/1s. You know, you're probably a favorite for the matchup.
I would agree with you.
I'm wondering if we could ever see something like Elvish Bowmasters in Elves.
Orcish Bowmasters and Elves.
Elvish Bowmasters.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
Could we please get one in a green?
I'm
Wait,
good.
but then give it. It
Give it
makes
reach.
more sense. Give it reach.
Yeah.
Because then it's an elf.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
No. That would have been sick.
That would have been so much.
Unfortunately,
That would have been
we
so
live
much
in a
cooler,
world-
man. This sucks.
Oh well.
Rip the missed opportunity. Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters in Elves. So how does a deck like that look? That seems like it would look pretty different. It would seem like you need a very dedicated either combo or mid-range plan as compared to the like slap fight that Elves currently is.
Yep.
So I think I would struggle to construct a deck like that right now. But if you gave us something like Deathrite Shaman, where there were just like more individually powerful cards for Elves to play with,
Yeah.
perhaps you could see something like that coming through.
Are we saying a game 3?
We are seeing a game 3 because Elves took game 1.
What happened? I forgot already.
It was 2 Elvish Archdruids, Shaman of the Pack.
Right. The
Yeah.
Grist didn't down tick. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The Grist
Gotcha.
Dentic. Just play the rock, says
Seeing
Coach
a
Katz.
Fatal Push. I'm seeing an Elvish Mystic. I believe there's a land in between the two, a basic forest. War Master, Warcaller, I believe is the name.
Elvish War Machine.
Elvish War.
Tarmogoyf plus Bowmasters plus Grist. Bring back the rock.
Coach Katz, have you heard of Jund Saga?
Wait, but that deck is red.
And?
No, not and. That's the whole point, is that it's just...
Yeah, I mean, you can make your deck worse if you want to. Like, I'm not stopping you, but like,
Okay. What do we have over there? I can't quite tell.
I mean,
Oh, is that a Terra Sunder that got brought in?
most likely. A little surprised to see that, but I know that is in the board.
That costs like 4 to kick, right? So you're like paying. Best case, you're paying 4 to kill a 3-drop in this matchup.
Looks like we've got a turn 1 shock Elves down to 18. And turn 1 land go. This is not the first time. This is the first time a player has not had a turn 1 dork.
This is true. Basically, he just lost on the spot. Surely that's not attack for 1. What are we doing here?
It looked like it. This is a turn. Yeah, that was an attack for 1 and a Warcaller.
Brother, what on earth? All right. 18 all.
Elven Chorus instead of Collected Company has been the best move for my list. Yeah, that makes sense. The fact that it gets to stick around, the fact that you get so much selection out of it,
Absolutely.
seems like such a good option. Honestly, Elves is never in a shortage.
So
of
we
them.
have Bowmasters instead of a dork. I think that's a totally acceptable hand to keep then.
Yeah, makes sense. And this is going to be great against this Warcaller.
Wow. Great patience then out of. Oh no, that was turn 1. I was going to say great patience out of Sam for not shooting the Mystic on attacks, but no, Sam was on the draw. Okay, so we have Scavenging Ooze Hold Up Activation.
Correct. It doesn't seem like there's much else to do. Otherwise, that elf would have been tapping for mana instead of attacking.
Absolutely. I have 18 all on the players here. But there's Nurturing Peatland, so Sam might be going crazy here.
Oh, we've got Wall of Roots.
Sam
We've got a reader.
successfully avoided tapping Nurturing Peatland when he didn't need to this time.
Impressive. And here's Sam explaining how he. Alright, he's going to activate.
We're
and tap
activating
for 1.
Nurturing Peatland down to 17.
And we've got a Strangleroot Geist.
I wonder if it's going to attack.
Into a Scavenging Ooze?
It shouldn't attack.
Into a Scavenging Ooze? It should. It'll trade.
I mean, this is like such a... Okay.
We've got a Fatal Push on the Wall of Roots.
Okay.
Gotcha.
This surely is an end step then. A reader for Wall of Roots. Absolutely.
Yeah. I did hear from Brandon that this is the first time Brandon has been playing Modern in several years. Heard that Fury got banned and said, I'll dust this deck off.
Yeah, the last time I saw him around, he was playing Eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We have an attack with Scavenging Ooze.
4 activations up. It looks like we've got
Yeah, but only
1,
2 activations realistically available.
Right. I mean, you can activate all you want.
2 activations that matter.
This is surely a poor block from Sam.
Yep. Activate.
Yeah, we're going to be eating both of the
Eat
creatures.
that. Activate twice.
It looks
Eat
like we're
that.
eating both of the creatures in the yard.
And then Undying Trigger, eat it again.
Yep.
So that's plus 3 life. I see Elves up to 21 then.
Correct.
So I think this is like a tempo block to force the Elves player from Sam to force the Elves player to not play any creatures this turn.
Right.
Though it would have been perfectly acceptable for Brandon to just eat 1 creature and then eat the Strangleroot
Yeah,
and
to
then
hold
play
up
another
more.
creature.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm in love with this line, but I think Brandon is still holding up. Oh no, he used his Fatal Push.
Correct. And we haven't seen another 1-drop previously, so I'm assuming it's not there. It looks like there is a Grist in hand, so you might be right about the creature tempo point. Grist is really good against this Scavenging Ooze at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. Being able to downtick to sacrifice the Orc Army token would be a really important swing for this game to take.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, the War Color is not a terrible target. Brandon will be untapping into 4 mana, potentially 5, and that can, start generating value.
Yeah, it can. Okay, taking 1 off of the Nurturing Peatland, down to 16 to play the Grist. Surely this means downtick, but I guess not.
And
Man.
yeah, no respect. Here's a Yawgmoth to the yard.
No,
which
yes, seriously,
will
no
be eaten.
respect.
Looks like we're missing on lands as well. I see a Shouldered in the hand.
And not activating the Scavenging Ooze.
Oy.
Either this is continue to hold up Fatal Push, or this is a mistake.
There is no way that was holding up Fatal Push. You can't even court here. Yeah, that was definitely just a mistake.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Both
players are taking
it's an X
swings.
player. Ooze works.
Hmm.
Okay, I see Nettle Sentinel, and I can't for the life of me tell what that next card is. Maybe Windswept Teeth?
Well, we've got the elf making another elf. Suddenly, we have 4 creatures on board.
It was a Fatal Push.
Gotcha.
He was holding a Fatal Push.
Right, but it wasn't holding up because...
I just don't understand why he didn't cast it.
Yeah, it just missed it. I mean, there's
Okay,
nothing
down,
really
down
good...
on Grist.
There's nothing, terribly good to Fatal Push on this board.
Wait, sorry, what I mean is I'm surprised that he didn't either cast
Activate,
it or
yeah.
activate.
Well, it just
And
missed
it was the Windswept
Yeah.
Teeth. Okay, so we have an empty-handed Elves player versus a...
Shielded in hand. I see a Halfling draw for the
bleh.
turn.
This is gross. Need to find land number 4.
Oh, just draw off Peatland.
True! That's true.
I know. I came up with that one myself. Looks like we've got a Grist in the graveyard. Being red. Awesome. I love this. You know what that means.
It's getting eaten. It's getting eaten.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
Okay. No downtick on Grist, but no chump block to save Grist. I agree. Because Grist was at 4. You would have just been able to chump with the sapling.
The same thing you would have been able to kill with?
Yes.
Yeah. But Grist would have been at 1.
Grist would have been... Well, but I guess if he had the other Grist in hand previously, then that's... I mean, it's not fine. I don't know. I don't understand.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Players make mistakes. It's so much easier to play this game when you're not actually sitting at the table.
No, I never make mistakes ever. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. I've never seen you make a mistake.
Okay, we see eat both of your creatures, gain 2 more life off of Scavenging Ooze. Sam tanks as though he's got a response, which he has Tear Asunder, but that
Cost 4, maybe?
right it's the 2 mana side is
Yeah, it's not.
instant-
Yeah,
or,
2 mana side is
enchantments and stuff.
naturalize exile.
Yeah.
And then the kicker is permanent
Up
instead.
to 23. So Scavenging Ooze becoming scary.
That's true. I'm very scared right now.
You should be.
I see a grist in the grip. It might have been better to just slam the grist.
I agree with you.
I don't understand what you said. Could you say it again, please?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a Fatal Push in hand from Elves, which means no green creature to untap Nettle Sentinel with. That said, do you like the Flunge here?
With the Skoos in particular, or just with
Oh,
everyone?
just the straight, like, Mathis for blockers attack.
With the opponent at 16, no, not at all. I mean, I guess there's no good blockers, though, is the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You've convinced me.
Notably, this 1/1 elf token is actually a 2/3 elf token with this Pendlehaven in play.
Right.
Can he activate the ability? He can't activate Warcaller yet, right? That's like 7 or something?
Let me check. It's actually War Master, by the way. I just messed up. Elvish War Master. Ah, pretty art.
7 mana. And it gains Death Touch. That's so sick.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
What art is that?
It is from that looks like a commander set.
LTC? What the hell is LTC?
It looks like we've got the double block on the War Master.
Lord of Kings?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings Collector, yeah. Okay, double block on War Master.
Chunk block with the Nettle Sentinel.
That makes sense.
But what's the plan?
So, you're killing the Delighted Halfling.
Right.
And then Sam is just hoping to rip a land, and that can't be right.
It looks like we are... Oh, it's a chord. Taking 2, notably.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Chord for 3?
Chord for 3.
God, that's so nasty.
Plague Engineer.
You needed to activate the Pendlehaven first.
Right. Well, it's not like his opponent will know... Oh, that's not true. We've seen Plague Master. This is
Exactly.
game 3. This is still not a great block, I don't think. You're still letting the Skoos through.
Yeah, so you take 7.
Right. Well, hold on. Before blocks, we've got a Skoos with a bunch of stuff in the graveyard.
Oh
no, that's not true.
Neither
of these are dying to
things in yard.
Yeah, neither of these are dying to state-based effects. They're dying to combat damage.
It's just the token, and we don't give we don't care about the token.
Right.
So, unfortunately, missing the line to save the token in response to the chord for 3, which actually, but you do save the clan collar, the war master.
Yep. Let's see if
so it's still a 2/3.
Player still sees that play. I see the Pendlehaven being grabbed. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
May not have a ton of experience recently, but definitely has the, well ingrained experience of the past.
Right.
You don't see that one often.
No kidding. So hopefully, I am absolutely rooting for Elves here. I know Sam is sitting in the booth with me after this round, but it's difficult not to cheer for Elves. Okay, so I see take 7 from Sam down to 7.
Right. Trades here.
Yep. And
7. Scavenging uses a 2/2,
Yes.
not a 1/1.
Right, and then Scavenging is about to eat a whole bunch. Well, next turn is about to eat. Within the next turn cycle, Skoos should be gaining Brandon several life.
Skoos will be feasting. It looks
Okay.
like we drew the land, so the halfling did die, but, rewarded anyway. We've got these nurturing peatlands again, bringing Sam down to 5.
Yeah, this is gonna... Oh, that's the Grist.
Grist, and we
I wonder
are
if it's gonna go
tapping
down this time.
one of the peatlands, so
Sam down
at
to 6.
4.
6.
What?
He was at 14, took 7.
14 took 7.
Down to 7.
Oh, it said 4 on the thing.
Mhm.
Looks like we were down ticking, and we are killing these Skoos.
I'm absolutely going to be spending some mana to gain some life here.
100%.
Yes, Halfling is in the graveyard. If they have any questions about that, I can...
We can look at it harder.
Well, if they're not sure whether or not they can... The Halfling can be eaten here, then...
Right.
Yes.
Well, no, the halfling died in combat last turn.
He sacked the
Yep.
token.
I missed how many...
That was 3 activations? So 26?
Yeah, 3 mana was spent, yeah.
Oh, and then a Fatal Push on the Plague Engineer, isn't it?
Probably. There it is. Very nice.
Okay, get out from under it. That's great. Attacks for 1 down to 25. We've got 6 to 25 with an untap. Not even tapping the deck to hope and pray. But I think I just saw a Realm Walker.
It looks like it. It's either Realmwalker or Leafcrown Visionary. The Lord that came in the standard set, I believe. The same one as Hordemaster, the Goblin Hordemaster?
Yeah.
Alright, it's a Realm Walker.
It is a Realm Walker. Now we...
Very nice. And heads up play maybe keeping the fetch land uncracked?
Absolutely. So
definitely not on my radar. I would be fetching to thin every single time. And it looks like he's going to be going for the fetch. Going down to 24.
yes.
Probably going to be finding a basic, if I had to guess. Maybe actually might be finding a overgrown tomb.
It seems to be the case. Down to 22.
Yeah. Because there is only one black source. And yeah, it is going to be the overgrown tomb.
I don't remember what the last card was that Sam had in hand.
It is Shieldred, the Apocalypse.
Oh, it was the shoulder, right.
Yep.
Okay, so Sam is looking like he's in... I mean, for as big as Shieldred is, Sam is looking like he's kind of in a rough spot.
Yeah, that
like,
is...
he's going to play that and stabilize some, but he's at 6.
Some. You only draw so many cards in this deck.
Right.
Unless you've got the combo which is already winning the game.
Then you draw so many cards from this deck.
That's true.
You probably have to kill Grist.
You can draw off the Nurturing Peatlands.
That's
But,
true.
you will have to tap 2 Nurturing Peatlands in order to play this unless you rip a land. But you're not in a great spot if you're ripping a land anyway. Grist has just died, and Elves can very easily beat a 4/5 that gains 2 life a turn.
Yeah, I think I like attacking the Grist there. I think it's really, really, really close.
I think I am always attacking the Grist. It just represents more on the board.
Yeah, so like the other option is attack Sam, Sam goes to 4, untaps, plays anything. It doesn't have to be shouldered, but in this case obviously it is.
Right.
And then plus his Grist. Suddenly you've got 3 attackers, none of them can get through.
Right.
But specifically the reason that I like attacking the Grist there is because you're empty-handed as Elves.
Right. And it looks like we are in time around. Ooh, it's a pylon. That's a pretty good one.
That is a very good one.
However, we are tapping not 1 but 2 Nurturing Peatlands, I believe.
Jesus, is he going to 4 here?
Is that a second Nurturing Peatland below the swamp?
I can't tell. It doesn't look like it.
Okay, taking 1, going to 5?
Our life total for Sam might be a little bit low.
Right.
So this may... What the decisions that we're discussing may be influenced by us thinking that Sam's life total is a little bit lower than it is.
For sure.
Blooming Marsh, that might be the case.
Yeah, I think that is a Blooming Marsh.
Its ability to tap for mana seems quite low on the card.
Right.
So I'm assuming that those first couple of lines are the enters tapped close.
Right.
So let's assume Sam is at 5. Something like that. This Pendelhaven is going to be holding back the Bowmasters.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Not that attacking is really a winning line for Sam at the moment.
No. Why did he... Oh, he was surveilling.
Yep.
Okay. So Sam's still with Children in hand.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to tap out for that one.
1 more land and War Master's ability is live. That's true. So...
Can you check life?
Check.
Yep. All right.
Well, I mean, regardless, we have a pretty scary looking, like, that's, rip down to 21 for this land, and then activate War Masters and attack. I mean, that's 2, 3, Pendelhaven is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you're threatening 8 damage coming across. Block the biggest thing, and then Sam is pretty low. Sam is at 8. Okay, so we have activate, activate and attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3. Sam takes 3 here, down to 5.
And we see Children.
Slam Children and pass.
Takes 1 from the Nurturing Peatland, goes down
to 4. And then this attack, of course, threatens lethal. A land is also +1 damage here.
Yep.
So I like the double attack because that forces a chump off of Shieldred. And then Sam is 1 attack from dead.
Right. And that's a Shaman of the Pocket.
Alternatively, just kill him.
Woo!
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
In turns, last turn possible.
Good for them.